This video is brought to you today by Ghost Tags. This is my own company that I started because I wanted a glow-in-the-dark AirTag case. These things are awesome. You can stick them on your backpack, on your dog's collar, and you will be able to find it at night. We've got two colors, blue and green. They've got great reviews. Go check them out. Links to them down below. Now on to the video. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Slim and you're watching Slimathy TV. In this video, I want to talk about the iPhone 14, 13 Pro, and the 13. Let's say you're thinking about getting the iPhone 14, but at the same time, you see an iPhone 13 or a 13 Pro for a really good deal, and you're not sure which one to get. Let's quickly go over the differences here. First off, the colors. There's a lot of different colors here for the 13 and the 14. The 13 Pro has a few different colors, but I think they're going to be hard to find. I have the gold right now, and I pre-ordered the iPhone 14 Pro in purple. So I'll have those. You'll see them on my channel. You can look at the colors. But for now, the gold 13 Pro is by far my favorite 13 Pro color. Looks great. 13, I don't really have a preference. I haven't really looked at them that much, to be honest with you. I would stay away from midnight because it is a fingerprint magnet. I would get a lighter color like the white, maybe the green. It shows a little less fingerprints. The red is also very bright. But look how much brighter the iPhone 14 is. That product red is vibrant. Starlight is a fantastic champagne-like color. Midnight is fingerprint magnet. Purple is purple. And blue is kind of a muted grayish blue. But let's talk about price. 14 starts at $800. There's no getting around that. 13 Pro, not sure what it's going to go for on the market. You might be able to find a used one around the $500 mark, so keep your eyes out. iPhone 13, same deal. Could be around the $500, $600 mark, maybe even down to $400. Keep your eyes out for that as well in the coming months. So people are going to be selling the 13s to get the 14. You might actually be able to get a great deal. Let's talk about the differences though. The only one here that has ProMotion, which is the 120 Hertz smooth screen, is the 13 Pro. If you have no idea what that is and you've never had 120 Hertz refresh rate, don't worry about it. But if you have had it on another phone, you're going to want to stick to it. So 13 Pro is the way to go there. The 14 is the only one with crash detection and satellite. So keep that in mind. If that's something that's important to you, you're going to have to get the 14 straight up. It also has autofocus for the front camera. Neither of these other ones do, but you can see these are pretty similar over here. The optical zoom range is much better on the Pro from last year. So keep that in mind as well. Battery life is also better on the Pro. Now the chipset is almost exactly the same on all the models. You notice here the iPhone 13 actually only has a 4-core GPU. Realistically, it doesn't make much difference. They're all aluminum except for the Pro right here. So that one's stainless steel, and they're all compatible with the same devices. If you want 1 terabyte of storage, you're going to have to get the Pro, and good luck finding them because they're going to be hard to find, these 13 Pros. The 13 should still be out there, but I recommend 256 gigs for most people. Now let's get into the nitty gritty of the details. ProMotion, like I said, 120 Hertz display. You got to get the Pro. That's just the way it is, pay to play. The PPI is all the same, 460. Contrast ratio is the same, True Tone, Haptic Touch. These are all exactly the same. The only difference is the Pro gets a little bit brighter. Honestly, you're probably not going to notice that. So that's just something to keep in mind. Sizes all about the same, slightly less weight if you go for the 14 or the 13. The Pro has that stainless steel, which is a very premium, but obviously comes at an extra ounce. So keep that in mind. Very similar chips, like I said. Now the cameras, this is where things get a little different. The 13 Pro has a fantastic camera system on it. I have been taking some really good pictures over the past year with my 13 Pro. I highly recommend it. The 13 is no slouch. I have one of those as well. It's a really good camera system. The 14 is going to improve on the 13 a little bit, and the aperture is better on the 14, so it'll let in a little more light, and it should look a little bit better. But, you know, honestly, these are all pretty good cameras. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. They're all going to take fantastic photos right out of the box. Zooming is something the Pro does much better than the others. Photonic engine is only on the 14, so if you care about that, they briefly mentioned it at the keynote, so we don't know a whole lot about it yet, but it should make your images look better as they are processed on the phone. The 13 Pro also gets night mode portraits if you care about that, macro photography, and Apple Pro RAW. Most people probably don't care about that. Video recording, you get ProRes and macro. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Action mode is only on the 14, which I don't think most people will ever use. And realistically, those are the main differences. I mean, all of these are very, very minor differences here. So this is going to come down to price. If you can find a good price on a 13 Pro, it's going to be harder to find those because it looks like they're not selling those anymore. The 13, they're still selling. Prices might be a little bit higher on those, but this is going to be dependent on you. And if you want the 120 Hertz display, you got to get the 13 Pro or the 14 Pro. Point blank, that's just the way it is. Find the best deal you can. If you're looking at a 13, you know, $699 is not bad. Personally, I would probably just hop up to the 14 simply because of the satellite and crash detection. I think those are something that I would like to have on a phone, and I think it's worth $100 to me. If you can get a better deal on the 13, maybe $200 off, maybe $599 or $499, that's something to look into. Then, those are some pretty good savings. Also depends how long you're going to keep the phone. If you're going to keep it for a really long time, 3, 4, or 5 years, get the 14 and just, be a little more future-proofed. And then the 13 Pro, this is just an all-around great phone. One of the Pro lineup, so it's going to be good. And even this whole year, I've had no hiccups, no slowdowns, nothing. Been a great phone. If you can get it for a good price, why not? If you're more about the clout factor, and you want the 3-camera setup instead of the, peasant dual camera, you're going to have to get the Pro at that point. But you can get the 13 Pro instead of the 14 Pro, save a little cash. But honestly, all 3 of these phones are awesome. Get the one that you feel fits your needs the best and for the best price. So that's my only suggestions. You have the facts now. Go do with them what you please. That's all I got. If you liked the video, hit it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.